Hello, and welcome to the Heroic Review. This is another of our quick looks at the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Rainbow Rocks Equestria Girls shorts. This time, it's the part of Rarity being looked at in Player Piano. I'm your moderator, Deadlyreg, and joining me this week is Goombasa, Greg, I am Shadow007, PDK, Theatre Freak 7, and Webshoter. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Let's get straight to it. What does everybody think about Player Piano? Starting with Goombasa.
Well, I really want to say that I enjoyed it, but I can't because it's the short so far that has had the most nothing in it. I mean, even with the really bad ones that have come out so far, they've all at least had a little bit of substance with this one. Nothing happens in this one other than Rarity trying to push a giant piano across a campus and then showing that she's quite the seductress, and that's it.
You're not leaving much for anyone else to talk about. Greg, what did you think?
I actually really enjoyed it, partly because I've always found the Diamond Dogs hilarious, and partly because Rarity trying to push a grand piano alone is amusing to me.
Shadow?
I could say I liked it. It was nice seeing the Diamond Dogs having a little cameo, and the whole short in the very beginning was very reminiscent to the episode Dog and Pony Show, so I thought it was a cute little callback to it. Other than that, that's all I really think about it.
BDK?
I wish they'd given the Diamond Dogs a voice. I think other people were kind of echoing that as well when we were talking about it earlier. But it just kind of portrayed Rarity as a kind of the bitch character. And I know we're going for high school teen girls here, but do we need to think of one of our beloved pony-esque characters as a complete cow? No.
Theatre Freak?
I agree with Goombasa. I mean, it was an okay short, but there wasn't really any meat to it. Even for a short, they should have some mini-plot or story to it, but it wasn't really that big of a story, and I wish I just could have gotten more.
Webshoter?
I enjoyed the short. It was pretty good. To me, there was a bit to enjoy because it was just like, oh, hey, callbacks to the episode that Shadow pointed out, a Dog and Pony Show.
I'm going to go on record with a controversial opinion. I liked this less than Hamstocalypse Now.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that is...
I liked
that's
the
harsh.
hamster episode more than this.
That is quite damning
Wow.
coming from you, yeah.
Ouch.
The reason I say that is because in Hamstocalypse Now, I didn't enjoy what was happening, but at least something was happening. Fluttershy had to tame the hamsters and hit the tambourine off her ass. And this Rarity was just being friggin' useless and manipulative. Why has she got a piano?
Because...
It never establishes where she's got it from. She comes in and says, who doesn't have wheels on a grand piano? She doesn't have wheels on a grand piano!
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's a piano without wheels. Laugh! Laugh!
And that's one of the big problems that I have with the short is the fact that, I don't know about you guys, but most of the schools that I've seen usually have a designated room, or sometimes even rooms that already have a grand piano or some form of a piano in them.
It was just forced humor, in my opinion. It's just, why should there be a piano outside when there could have been a piano in the band room to begin with?
Because otherwise nothing would have happened.
Yeah, and besides, wasn't there a keyboard in the band room behind Applejack?
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure there's a grand piano setting on the portable keyboard, so...
But she didn't seem to mind using the synthesizer setting on the keytar when she got that, so
Yeah,
I guess
it's
the
like-
sound of the grand piano isn't the reason that she wanted it.
One, I'm impressed that she managed to push it as far as she did. Two, yes, logic was out of the window in this one because she managed to get to the school. So you think that she would have, had it driven up to the door of the school so that she could have pushed it through or something? Who knows? But if that didn't happen, though, there would have been no reason for the, I guess, Diamond Dudes.
The Diamond Dudes.
I like the Diamond Dudes. That's now their official names.
And the fact that they were digging up rocks was also a nice little callback again to what they usually do.
Well, obviously they were in a geology class.
I would believe that. I would wholeheartedly support that. If they were massive amateur geologists, that would be cool. It would give them some depth.
Yeah.
But we know for a fact, come the movie, they're not either A, going to be in it, or B, going to be explored in any depth.
They may end up being like Vinyl Scratch where they're there, no voice.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're going to be there, they're just not going to talk.
Yeah, the reason they didn't talk is because they were outside voice actors that came in to perform on Dog and Pony Show. And so they're not going to hire those guys back They're just not going to hire them back because they have to spend money.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know.
And that sucks because two of my favorite voice actors voiced the Diamond Dogs. It's a shame they're not coming back. One was Richard Ian Cox, and the other one was Scott McNeil.
Yes, I'll watch anything with Scott McNeil in it.
Both really great voice actors.
Yeah.
I will say that I enjoyed some of the small details in this short as well. Like when the egg timer goes off and Pinky shoves it into her hair, calling back to the fact that her hair in the first movie is basically a giant bag of holding. I do appreciate that little detail.
And she opens a bottle with it in the film. Let's all
Yes, I
remember that.
remember that.
Because that was a visual gag.
Yep.
One of the few things I found funny in Equestria Girls. So she turned into a horse, magic horse thing, when she played the guitar. Opinions?
Like I said before, I don't really have any significant complaints for the episode. It had a problem, solution, and Rarity was true to her character, but what I did have was that transformation. Mainly because there was no real crisis. I mean, every good story, no matter how short, should be based around a moment of crisis. We wouldn't want to spend an episode watching someone eat a bowl of cereal, unless it was Discord doing something with the milk or something, but I digress. What really did bother me is that the transformation for Rarely turning into a pony girl or whatever they call it in that universe, it was just poorly timed. Maybe if she transformed while trying to find a way to move the piano, okay, because transforming in response to a problem is fine. I mean, Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy both did so in their episodes, but she transformed when the problem was already solved. There were no real stakes. I mean, Rainbow Dash, she transformed in order to try to win the guitar, and Fluttershy did so to get the hamsters back into their cage, but she transformed after the piano was already moved and she got a new instrument. So what was the point of that? It was just kind of disappointing to me.
I think this goes back to something I said in a past review where the music is pretty much an element of harmony that changes them into the Anthro Girls.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I call them horsewomen.
And if you think back to the Pinky short, there wasn't really a problem for Pinky to solve either. She transformed in the heat of the moment. In fact, a lot of the conflict in that short was more on Rainbow Dash than it was on Pinky.
Well, what's tying it all together here is, as I believe I said in one of the other ones, is it's residual, sparkly friendship magic that's being channeled through music. So it's not the moment of crisis so much that triggers it as it is the music, because literally harmony.
Yeah, but we're all headcanon in here. Until we see the movie, we won't actually know, unless they pull it out of their arse for, short number 8, just before the movie comes out and goes, this is why they're all transforming. We can debate about this until blue in the face and we won't actually know. And I'm sure the reason won't be as interesting as we've already come up with.
I'm digging up my old point that why are they changing to magic horsewomen? Have they changed into magic horsewomen before these shorts? Have they always been able to change into magic horsewomen? And why are they okay with the fact they change into magic horsewomen? Why is this not a big deal? They get magic powers. Also, why was Rarity playing electronica?
Yeah, that was the most confusing thing for me, is with the choice of music. I know guitars, generally synthesizer-esque, so they're going to play very electro stuff. But she, goes from grand piano, picking up a guitar, and then suddenly she's an electro punk whiz. What?
Well, if that's what Rarity is going to play, I'm really worried about what Applejack is going to play when she eventually gets her own short, maybe, possibly, kinda. Because I'm pretty sure she's the bass player.
She was the funniest in it.
Greg?
Well, we might as well also ask why nobody got out of the way of the 3 diamond dudes carrying the grand piano through the hallway.
Because slapstick comedy!
Do you think any of those people died?
I was gonna ask.
Because pianos are heavy.
I was like, is everyone okay?
Rarity didn't even ask the dogs to slow down. She seemed to be regretting the choice, but she didn't stop them. Basically, Rarity asked a horrible person in this. Like, we're not talking Mean Girls level, but she was a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
Look, the important thing is that this short casts Rarity in a rather unsympathetic light, in that she creates the problem for herself and then manipulates other people into solving the problem she created. Basically, this short was bad because nothing happened, and the only things that happened were the result of negligence and apathy.
Mm-hmm.
That about sums it up. Nothing happened of significance.
Yeah, it's a short about nothing.
Yeah, it's a short. All right, I'm going to call a review here. You have been listening to the Heroic Review Quick Look at Pilea Piano. I was your moderator, Deadlyreg, and joining me this week was Goombasa, Greg, I am Shadow007, PDK, Theatrefreak7, and Webshoter. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
And once again, thank you for listening.